No. I think we might be live now.
Hello, are we live?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to our regular Sunday Hangout. This is going out live. Yeah, welcome. I've lost my thread. I normally have that down.
Do you have a thread?
Do you want to do an intro?
Welcome to our Sunday. I don't know.
Done that bit.
Live bit, and yeah, I don't know. We're both not talking very much sense tonight, are we?
Yes, welcome. If you are new to the Sunday Hangout, we do this pretty much every week, and it's our chance to just hang out with you, other resellers and non-resellers, and chat about what's been going on. You may have seen from the title, we tend to be very positive people. We don't focus on the negatives. But we're going to have a bit of a moan about eBay.
Yeah. Just really because we've been so frustrated this week.
Yeah, so we're going to get into a few topics. We'd like to know your opinions on some of the things we're going to discuss. So if you are watching live, there is a live side chat. Please pop in, say hello, and give us your opinions. What are you doing?
I just realised that we weren't on the right microphone.
Oh, we weren't. The mic wasn't on. Oh, that's because you've unplugged it. And
yeah, because I used it for Seller Ladies.
Is that better?
Hope you can hear us better now.
Hope you could hear us for the last 5 minutes. Anyway,
well, nobody said we were muted. So
I was just saying that there is a live side chat, which I'm just going to dip into and say hello. First in was Lucy, and then we've got Gary and Melissa, the Vinyl Price, Lark Trading, TNA Treasures, Simon Guest, Funky UK.
Going to be back in a bit.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Gary Reynolds has just had a roast dinner, so have we. That's probably why we're not making so much sense, because we're like food coma.
We've eaten a lot of food. Okay, so let me scroll to the end of the chat. Do I need to keep that one open there, do you think?
Or keep it behind, because quite often you learn, when we do quiz.
Yeah, I'll move that across. Okay.
Yeah, so I hope everyone's well this week.
So I forget I can do this. Denise is in and says, "Good evening, Nick and Andrea. It's my first time." So welcome, Denise. Good to see you.
Thank you for joining us.
George says, "Sales have been rocking in since yesterday." Though I assume he said before that I think George had a slow week, so it's picked up, which is good. We've had quite a good week, but this leads on to our first little. Actually, I need to say a few thank yous before we carry on.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
A few of you have ordered stuff from our store and messaged us to say that you are subscribers. If you do order from the store, please send us a message along with the order or a separate message so we know that you're a subscriber, because otherwise we have no way of knowing. One came in today, which you saw the message.
Yeah, that's Andy and Suzanne who bought our Snoop Dogg CDs.
Yeah, so hi, Andy and Suzanne. Thank you so much for the purchase. And then Amy, who's been a regular customer of ours recently, bought a London Boys cassette. Do you remember the London Boys?
I do indeed.
Yeah. And Raymond bought the Kellogg's vintage 1987 bowls. I sent out offers on that and he accepted the lower offer price. And Tim bought a bunch of PS2 games.
Yeah,
there's probably others, but that's all I've got marked down, so apologies if I've missed your order. Thank you so much if you choose to support the channel by shopping in our store. We really appreciate that. There is a link below most of our videos if you want to go and check out our stuff. But I was just saying, we'd had quite a good week on eBay, which leads into our first frustration. Oh, these are auctions ending.
We do have auctions ending tonight.
That's BG's cassettes. So we have had a good week, but our sales are not showing in our dashboard. Let me know in the chat if you're having the same thing. In the seller hub, you have that graph with the day's totals. We've got last Sunday, is it? It's still...
Yeah, last Sunday is really rubbish.
I think it says £3.99 for last Sunday, but we did like £200 or something.
Yeah, and it's hard to tell whether the rest of the week is correct or not, to be honest. But this weekend, 0 sales. But we know we haven't had 0 sales.
According to eBay, we've done no sales for 2 days. I was just wafting a
fly away from my coffee. I thought he was going to
don't let it land in
commit fly aside.
So yeah, our sales have not been showing on the dashboard.
Yeah.
Certainly for the last 2 days. We've had really good days and there's 0 showing, and it throws out all of your numbers because we like to compare the previous month, we like to compare the previous year, as I'm sure a lot of us do, and all those numbers are completely out now, which is frustrating.
Yeah, and it seems like a trivial thing, but you know, you kind of keep an eye on your numbers, and it gives you an idea of how you're doing. And I don't know, it just feels odd when it's all out, because then you just, I don't know, it gives you a false sense of what's going on, really.
Yeah, let's see if other people are experiencing that. I think you spoke to Lex, who's had the same issue. Was it Lex? Oh, here we go.
Everybody I've been talking to in the seller ladies had the same issue.
Yeah, Walter says sales dashboard issues for me too, not showing for the last 3 days and still updating the past 5 days. Yeah, so it's
the past week has been awful. And Frankie's Fine said, I called eBay about this yesterday and they said it hadn't updated since the 16th. Yeah.
What date are we now?
20.
We've had some days where it looks accurate, but like you were saying, without going through all your individual sales and adding it up manually or going by maybe PayPal numbers or something, it's just a faff that we've got so used to just going into the dashboard and using that because that's what it's there for, to keep track of how you're doing. And it's just completely broken in a minute. So that's been frustrating. Let's just see if anyone else has had. Oh, hi, Kevin says, as a subscriber, I've never commented, so welcome, but felt I had to tell you that you guys are fantastic and love your vids. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for that. Let's see. Yeah, see if anyone else has experienced that with the dashboard. I think it's across the board.
Says, same thing, called eBay. They said they had no other sellers report this.
Well, perhaps we should all be reporting it.
Although, no, I don't know if I should go into it now, but I didn't have a very good experience with customer service this week.
We'll get onto that. With them. We may see the first live rant from Andrea coming up.
Don't hold your breath.
Watch your language when you get going on this one.
Yeah, it was quite blue. The air was blue, and Nick got an earful of it.
Yeah, Andrea sales are not showing. So going back to perhaps we should report it. We do make the assumption that eBay knows these things aren't working, but I suppose we should all get into the routine of reporting these issues, regardless of whether we think it's obvious, or it should be obvious. Surely they've got someone checking this stuff at their end.
You would think so. You'd think they'd know that was an issue.
Yeah. So that's been an ongoing frustration. Yeah, the graph driving South Wales, UK graph is either empty or just wrong. Yeah, that's our experience. Oh, Sam's in. Hi, Sam.
Hi, Sam.
Let's quickly see if there's anyone else. Oh, it's just jumped. Yeah, someone's saying it's Chenzo. There's a lot of glitches on eBay lately.
Yeah.
And
you don't, it seems not, I was going to say trivial, perhaps that's not the word, but it seems silly to be complaining about, things like this. But this is our business. And when things go wrong with eBay, it then takes time out of our business for us to deal with that, or it affects if we can't list properly, or we have to, they do updates to item specifics. We have to spend a lot of time going through all of our listings to update things, and you know what I mean? It affects our business, and we're paying them a lot of money to use their service.
I was going to say, yeah, we pay for this,
and we're losing money because they've got so many glitches going on because they're trying to update things. And I understand they have to update it because obviously they need to keep up with the times. They want to improve their site or whatever. But when things don't go right, when they are updating things, and they affect us, they affect our businesses. And that's why, we get so frustrated.
Well, somebody was saying, I don't know who it was, a few weeks ago, I experienced, I think it was one Friday, I virtually couldn't list all day because there were glitches with uploading photos. And that really set me back. And I don't know who was saying it, but they were saying that eBay doesn't give you that day's feedback or give you something back for that. but we do pay for a service, and we pay a monthly fee. So I think when they have glitches that mean you can't do your work, you can't get your stuff listed, and you are losing sales because of that, there should be something that they give back to us. But
yeah. And Kim says they need to invest in hardware they're taking off. Exactly.
Yeah. Hi, Kim.
And then Andrea Sells says that she did report it because she thought it was just her, apparently a problem at their end. They still haven't sorted it out, though. I know.
Yeah, well, like I said, I think the oldest day that's got an issue for us is a week ago now. And that's still last Sunday, still sat there with, I think, one sale showing at £2.99 or £3.99. And the rest of the couple of £100 worth has just vanished off the face of the graph.
Nick says, when eBay goes wrong, I look at pictures of kittens.
I've now looked at all the kitten pictures on the internet. Wow, you've had a lot of time on your hands, Lex. Yeah, exactly. And like I said at the beginning, we tend to, by default, look to the positive. And I think you have to when you're self-employed, because if you get embroiled in focusing on the negative, it really doesn't help running your day-to-day business. But it's just been overwhelming recently, the problems and the issues with eBay. And if we move on to the next one we wanted to touch on, you discussed it on Lex's channel, actually, with the seller ladies, about the stuff they're implementing with changing the item specifics. Just, it's a farce. It's beyond a joke. Some of the things they're asking you to fill in are ridiculous.
I can't remember what Caroline was listing the other day, but it wasn't anything to do with clothing, and they asked her for a shoe size.
Yeah, I mean, some of it is beyond the joke. Some of the specifics that we're now, requested that we fill in are either irrelevant or daft, or things that nobody's going to be actually searching for to find your item. And from my point of view, I think eBay are overcomplicating something that is already complicated enough to list on eBay. And they're doing this at a time when other apps and other platforms are coming up, and they are making it as simple as possible. Yeah,
exactly. And I do get the point that on Seller Ladies, we were saying that, when, say, Depop, for instance, gets as big as eBay, they would have to, it would cause more issues because you've got so many people using the site. They'd have to change a lot of things. So I understand that. However, I think that eBay have been a bit too complacent, because they do know that they are the biggest marketplace out there. They do know that we rely on them and that we're going to pay the money because we need to use them in order to get ourselves in front of that amount of people.
Yeah.
But it's wrong to be that complacent, because, like you said earlier, things in internet world can change in a second. And
well, we were chatting about
another platform could come along and be the biggest thing since sliced bread, and suddenly eBay have lost their custom.
The internet moves very quickly, and when we were discussing this before we had tea, my kind of comparison was, do you remember MySpace and how big MySpace was? And that went seemingly overnight because Facebook came and everybody migrated. I fear that if eBay continues to make our job harder, if something comes up that has the audience, has the buyers there, and it's simpler and easier to use, and the customer service is perhaps more helpful to sellers, which will go into Andrea's experience this week about that, I think they do run a risk of losing a lot of sellers.
I think they do. Pleasant Valley Picker just said it happened on the Canada website. They fixed it in a few days.
Okay, well, hopefully they'll fix this, but it feels like this has been over a week we've been having it. If we're still talking about the dashboard glitch.
Yeah, I think so.
That's been over a week, and it feels like it should be a simple fix, but clearly they're not managing to fix it.
Yeah.
What's that one? Angel Reading. Oh, that's up your street. You're into all of that. eBay's infrastructure is a mess, according to Angel Reading. They keep adding things and making things too complicated. I agree with that. Yeah. I don't think they will be able to cope with the tax thing. Brace yourselves for problems coming. Oh, great.
Yeah. I mean, going back to using Depop as that example, I mean, it literally takes 5 minutes to list on there. They don't even have a title. You put in a description, a few hashtags just to get you, extra visibility. And then they ask for price, size, and then you put it in a category. You're done.
But is Depop more about people browsing images? Maybe. Perhaps the search isn't as important on there. Or can you just search and use the keywords?
Yeah, you can search and use keywords. That's what the hashtags are for. And the same with Etsy. Etsy have a box for tags. So you just put your tags in. It
feels like, in a way, eBay's being far too controlling and saying, these are all the things we want you to do. Whereas if they left it to us to keyword our title and have a keyword box, we maybe will be able to do it better, eBay, because most of us know what we're talking about to some extent.
Well, we certainly didn't understand what compression was with clothing. Karen found out it was something to do with sportswear.
Okay. Compression. Somebody was saying, I'm just scrolling back to where we were because I was going to read it.
The average Joe on the street doesn't know what compression is.
Yeah. Well, to that end, left-handed hummingbird, great name. Why do we have to keep adding pointless details for clothing listings now? This is exactly what you were just saying. Most of them are having to be put in twice.
Yeah, they are.
They?
Yeah.
It's just... Why is that then? Why are you doing them twice?
Oh, I can't think of an example, but there are, like, you put colour, and then it asks you for the main colour or something. It's that sort of thing. It's like
right.
Further down, it asks you to put almost exactly the same thing that you put a bit further up. And the list of item specifics is about that long now on your PC.
This reminds me, I've been doing some Amazon this week. And listing on Amazon, I was listing some books. And so scan the book in, and then the thing comes up. Does it contain a battery? If it's like, it's a book, it's like, just take the battery question out of the book. But then I suppose
there are the children's books that you press.
Oh,
make a noise.
It just frustrates me that they ask that. And soft toys, I sent some soft toys up and they asked the battery question. But then again, I suppose a few do have
that sing and talk.
Singing, okay. Watcher says, I haven't been able to get any new listings go live for 2 days. It redirects me to fill in detail boxes that have already been filled in and haven't had a sale since Wednesday. Unheard of till now. So that encapsulates what we're talking about. It's the frustration that these changes and things that we're having to implement that I think most of us feel are not necessarily needed or necessary are impacting directly on our ability to make money. That sums up the frustration. So thanks.
And then there have been instances where we've gone in and updated item specifics or made a few new listings and put all the item specifics in that they've asked for, and then they've decided to change all of the item specifics because they're the ones they've made live. They've decided, for some reason they want to change that and change the order and put new item specifics in. So then you get more recommendations to change your item specifics and things. So even though you've gone through and done everything they wanted you to, they changed it again. So then you have to go back in and change it.
Yeah, that's not clever, is it?
Really, they should have just got it right and made it live rather than, playing with it over and over
and making you do twice as much work. So hi Graham, says eBay want their users to use filters, as in the buyers to use filters, so they are forcing sellers to add specifics to the nth degree.
And I get the filters help with searching for things, but they're taking it to the extreme because there are certain filters that who's going to look for things like that?
That's where the frustration comes in when you're being told to fill in these specifics and you look at them and you think, really? Why? No haul this week. We haven't been sourcing, so we're discussing.
We're moaning instead.
We're moaning about eBay for once. Pleasant Valley Picker thinks eBay has been going downhill badly for about 3 years now. The ka-chings you're hearing are a bunch of auctions, mainly cassettes, although you put some clothing on.
I put some clothing on, but I don't think they're going to.
So most of the last few ka-chings have all been cassettes. It's not easy to say. Well, let's try and catch
John underneath there says basically the point that I made. We're paying for the service, so it should be right. Yeah.
I feel sorry for clothing resellers this week. Proper pain in the A. Yeah, it hasn't impacted me as much, obviously, but you and
it's been very
and the
frustrating.
reseller ladies that you hang out with and you did hang out with are all getting really cheesed off with it. Right, let's try and catch up in the chat, and then we'll talk about your experience with eBay customer service this week. Yeah, again, Andy, the item specifics are just too much and it's taking too much time. I love listing items, but it's now becoming a task, or more of a task. Amazon is looking more appealing to me. And that goes back to what I was saying. I think at this moment in time when eBay is making it more and more complicated and time consuming to list is exactly the time that the likes of Depop and others, and maybe others we haven't even heard of yet, are coming in kind of from the left field, and they're going to steal customers away. Or sellers away.
It will only be a matter of time before something comes along to rival it.
Yeah, but I agree, Andy. I think they are overcomplicating it when I think they need to be making it streamlined and simpler.
Yeah, especially as in this day and age, people want things quickly. You know, everyone's busy, everybody wants convenience, everybody wants to do things easily and quickly.
Yeah.
And that includes, you know, actually listing your things for sale. The sellers are, you know, we're all busy running our businesses.
Yeah.
Obviously we need to get the stuff up there for people to see it and buy it. So, but we want it to be quicker.
Well, it's in eBay's
it to be streamlined. We want to get more stuff on, and like Karin, it took her 40 minutes to list 3 things the other day because of all the new item specifics.
Oh,
it's silly.
It benefits eBay because you think about it. Instead of it taking 40 minutes to list 3 things, if it was, you know, 40 minutes to list 10 things, that's way more things on their site which have potential to sell and make eBay money. So they're not doing themselves any favors, I don't think.
No, not at all.
In this. Thanks for the message, Reese. I'm glad you love the DS game. Someone said, this is Lucy. Hi, Lucy. Someone said there's an option for a man's shirt could be listed as a maternity top.
All right.
That sums up the farce that is going on right now in clothing specifics, doesn't it?
I mean, what on earth is happening behind the scenes there?
Wow. Yeah. Who's head of that department? Wow.
Yes.
And Andy, note to eBay, don't make changes to your website during Q4. And if your tech department aren't up to the job, replace them. Wow. Yeah. Chelsea, any chance of doing another video with the lady from eBay and addressing these problems to her? I'm not sure we're going to do any more videos with eBay like we were before. I'll put that out there. It may happen, but I think we're kind of done with that.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know. I'll speak to Hannah and see if she has any more ideas. But for the moment, how we feel, I think we'd rather not.
It made that sound really negative, which it isn't necessarily.
No,
we just thought perhaps it's not the way we want the channel to be going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we're way behind.
I didn't really explain that very well. I don't want that to make it sound like we're anti-eBay, because we're certainly not. We're having a moan today, but we're certainly not anti-eBay. There are lots of very good things about it.
Oh, there's a fly.
I know, that's why I was wafting away earlier.
Has it landed in your coffee yet?
No, not yet, no. But you know, time.
So maybe there will be more eBay videos, but the way we've been feeling, probably not.
But no, we've just been thinking about changes to the way that, you know, the direction of the channel, and perhaps not making it so much, making it more sort of reselling across the board focused and thrifting, and about our lifestyle, rather than, you know, just talking about eBay and stuff. Does that make any sense?
If you like, I'll go with it. Hi, Bronwyn. eBay Australia is having similar issues, so it's not just here.
Yeah.
I just spent 5 minutes checking my eBay accounts as I heard a ka-ching on the phone. Yeah, we've had a couple. It's just cassettes ending on auction. Nothing exciting. Okay, let's quickly answer that. Hi, Moif. Welcome. Hi, guys. First time watching. Do you feel it's worth selling old PS2 games? Yes, there are certain PS2 games that you can get really good money for. It's a platform where most aren't worth a lot of money because they sold in such big numbers, but there certainly are a lot of PS2 games that are well worth looking out for. So search on eBay and do completed item searches and get an idea.
Yeah, RJ says need to do more on Etsy. I think with Etsy, I've certainly had more sales on there recently, and I think that in the beginning of Etsy in the UK, it was really slow to get going, but it seems to be getting in its stride now, and yeah, I've had quite a good few sales on Etsy recently.
Yeah,
I'm liking it. I know that the fees have gone up and things have changed, but I still like it as a platform.
okay.
Oh yeah, the inside leg. So you have inside leg, and then they ask for the inseam, which is exactly the same.
Oh, are they? Goodness. Oh, another cassette gone. I switched another batch of cassettes over to auction this week, a different lot. And I think when we went live, about 5 or 6 had bids on, and more bids are coming in, so that's good. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think any of my clothing is sold.
I'm going to get
Never mind
to the end of the chat.
What's it Lex says? I'm going to the Winchester and waiting for it all to blow over.
Now, what film is that a reference to?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, you do. It's one of my favourite films. Shaun of the Dead.
Oh yes, of course.
Going to the Winchester, wait for it all to blow over.
Yes.
Classic. Ian says there, in board games there's a box to fill in awards. How the hell do I know what the awards the game won? That's a good point. Some do have it written on the box, but yeah, it's a bit of a pointless one. I'm not sure people are going to be searching by how many awards a game has won.
Yeah. Phil Young says, I was banging my head against a brick wall listing on eBay yesterday. Stupid changes. Why don't they speak to sellers before doing this stuff?
It's a good point, actually. Yeah. I was going to repeat. Well,
you've lost it now, haven't you?
Oh, no, this one. Oh. The dashboard isn't showing sales, but the fees are bang up to date. Funny that.
Yeah.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, there's never a glitch with fees where we don't get charged. No. I've not heard of that one anyway. Right, let's try and get to the end of the chat. Do you want to start explaining what you...
It's such a long story. Yeah, well, how do we shorten it? Basically...
Right. Well, before this phone call, I sent a bunch... I made a specific listing for a Chinese customer who was interested in, I think it was 9 or 10 of my classical CDs. He wanted to know what shipping would be for them to China. He also wanted me to send him photographs of the front and the back of all of the discs so he could see the condition, which I did. It took ages.
I'm just going to put that there.
But I sent him all of these photos of these CDs.
Oh, no, that was the wrong one.
And then I made a unique listing for him with them all lumped in so I could do it as one listing and do my own international shipping, which we did. We sent them to China. He then opened the case saying the condition wasn't as described.
Yeah. So we were, understandably quite annoyed about this because you took a lot of time to show him pictures of the back and the front of every individual's disc, all the inserts. You answered all of his questions. You spent a lot of time on him and then made him his own, individual listing for all this stuff and went out of your way for him. And then he receives it and claims not as described and then starts saying they've got sponge marks on.
He was being beyond picky. They were listed as very good, and then I described the condition and showed him
at no
every
point
disc.
Were they ever described as mint or like new. They were described as used. Very good. And
so
yeah,
anyway, he opened a case wanting a return.
Yeah, so I replied to him and I didn't accept the return, and I replied to him and I said, we have shown you everything before you bought it. You've seen everything in absolute detail. I don't accept that we haven't described them correctly.
Because we know, before you say, we know we're a business, we have to accept returns, and we're fine.
For many years we've done that. We've never not accepted a return, to be honest.
The point here is that we think we described it as such, and he has changed his mind or whatever it is, and he wants to return them.
Yeah.
But
So
we shouldn't foot the bill for the return.
we had a back and forth with him, and then his last message basically said, well, I paid this amount of money, I think that £70 refund would be fine. So that basically, I went, aha, all the alarm bells ring, and you think, right, that's what you were fishing for all along. You just want half your money back.
Yeah, 70%. He spent about £100
70%.
on these CDs.
Yeah. So you basically, you just want your money back. It's extortion, basically. And so I saw red, and I, well, try and get my thoughts together on this. But basically, eBay have now implemented this seller protection thing for business sellers. So I thought, right, this is the time as good as any that I'm going to use it. They've put this in place for us to protect us against buyers like this who are misusing eBay systems and trying to extort money from sellers. So I'm going to open a case. So I've opened a case against him. Had a very nice message from somebody at eBay customer service saying, we understand your frustrations and we will look into this, and you've got until the 15th to it's being really annoying now. Sorry. We've got until the 15th, and then on the 15th we can escalate it if we haven't had any communication from the buyer. So I actually left it longer than the 15th because that was Monday. I left it most of the week. I had absolutely not heard a word from him, and not heard anything more from eBay. So I then got in contact with them on the chat, and I spoke to someone on there, and all they kept saying to me was, you've got to accept his return. Oh yes, I understand your frustration, but you've got to accept his return. And I said, well, that's fine, but I don't want to accept the reason for his return. I'm happy to accept the return. I don't accept the reason for his return.
Yeah.
And as a seller, I should be protected against people who are misusing eBay systems this way.
I think eBay didn't understand the crux of it. It's fine. We're a business. We accept returns. We always do. No argument. We are not accepting, and we wanted eBay to look at the history of the transaction. Yeah. We showed him every disc. Yeah. We described it as is, and now he's returning it and making it our fault. So we have to not only lose our outbound post, which was quite expensive, but pay for the return post. So that was the crux of our argument, and they did not pay any attention to any of that. She just
kept coming back to me saying, you have to accept the return. And I said to her, well, basically, now I've opened the case, it's frozen the other case. I don't have any capability to do anything other than refund him. I can't message him, and I can't actually accept his return now. She said, oh, give it 2 hours and you'll be able to. Well, that was 2 days ago. I still can't. There's nothing. It now just says that they're reviewing it, and on the 23rd they'll tell me what their decision is.
So we are fully expecting now that we will have to pay for him to return them from China to here. It's a 2 kilo package. And
I just got so frustrated with how this person was dealing with me. You know, it was like they weren't even bothering to look into the case. They weren't listening to what I was saying. No. And they just kept saying, you have to do that. And at one point, I went silent on the person, and they said, "Are you still there?" I said, "I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm just really cross." And then at the very end, they said, "Thank you for your understanding on this." And I said, "No, I don't understand it at all." And then she hung up on me.
So
just when Mamza has left the chat, it's like, okay. And then I came in here and just.
So we expect, as I was saying, that we will have to foot the bill to get them back. If he does return them, because part of us is thinking he was just fishing for a partial when he mentioned the £70 refund bit.
It's literally just an extortion.
So he may not want to actually send them back. He was just maybe trying to get a partial. So there's that to cling on to the hope. But if he does send them back, we will have paid our outbound and return postage. At which point I'm going to complain to eBay that our side of the argument wasn't listened to whatsoever, and see where I get with that. But anyway, so we've had a fun week of messing about with eBay.
And I have to say, just to put a more balanced, positive thing on it, every time, I've never used the chat before. I've always done it so that they phone me back. But I couldn't, for some reason, I could not get that option to come up, and I didn't want to ring them. So I decided I would use the chat. It's the first time I've ever done it. But whenever I've actually spoken to someone on the phone, they've always been helpful. I've never had an issue where someone hasn't been helpful over the phone.
Well, that will be our next course of action, and we will let you know how this pans out. But I expect that they will be returned.
Well, Joan said it's a scam. He will swap out your discs. That is very possible.
It is possible. Yeah. Oh, I can't highlight it.
See, I think the fact that he's in China, he knows, he's got us over a barrel. He knows that the fact that we won't really want him to return it because it's going to cost us so much money. Yeah.
Don't let us put you off using eBay, Reese.
No.
This is a little out of the ordinary for us. We are advocates of eBay. We always have been. We run a business on eBay since we've been using it since the late 90s. But I think it's worth being honest and open about how frustrated we've been recently.
Yeah, because this week has just been overly frustrating.
Please give it a go and find out for yourself. Don't judge it on this particular show on its own. And
Cryptosonic says always speak on the phone. And, probably if I've learned anything from this chat experience, it's not to use it again. It's to always speak to somebody. What does James say? The trouble is, Andrea.
Just that one. If he sends them back, can you not do a partial refund of the goods and not the return postage? Depends how the return postage is paid for. Yeah. He won't use an eBay label as you can do with.
But I don't think so because it's filed as not as described. Then we have to provide the label. So James Moore says the trouble is, Andrea, a lot of the help centre people are Indian, and no offence to them, they're all reading from a flowchart and repeat the standard answers. Yes, I think you're probably right there.
That was, I think, the big frustration and why you got so angry, because the whole point was we know we have to accept returns. We're not accepting the reason he's giving, which means we have to foot the bill for the return. It's like she wasn't getting any of that. And then kind of just cut it down and then hung up.
Or not even, just hung up on me. And not even like passed me on to someone else that could help. So it was incredibly frustrating.
Yeah. So we'll see how that pans out. And I've no doubt we will have a follow-up complaint if it goes his way, which I think it will. Right, I'm going to get to the end of here. Sam asked there a while back, do you use easy pricing on your listings?
No. I was nodding because I'd highlighted that a while back.
Yeah, I thought, no, you don't.
We didn't get around to it.
Is that where they recommend the price?
Yeah.
No.
It's ridiculous.
Ignore that.
It's like this item is worth £70. eBay suggests you put it on for $3.99.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, another great update from eBay, that one. Yeah, no, we ignore that one. Do you guys security mark items? Don't tend to.
We used to in the shop, didn't we?
We used to do such things, yeah. Okay. Sam's question came in many times. We got to it, Sam, eventually.
The Hills, I quit. Why? Have we not been reading out your message?
You quit what? Have you quit eBay? Have you quit? If we miss questions, please forgive us, but it's really hard to read everything, let alone respond to everything. Yes, Paradox Picker, we are fully aware. We dispute the fact that it's not as described. We sent him pictures.
This is John, are you? You're not John.
Maybe you're replying to someone else. But in our case, yes, we understand.
And every single time, and like we said, we didn't want to, but we would have accepted the return. But what my dispute with the buyer was that I don't accept his reasons.
Yeah.
So I needed eBay to step in and adjudicate that.
And make a decision one way or the other, whether it was our fault or not. And they ignored all of that and just said, no, return it, and then hung up. 620 watching, apparently.
Blimey, Charlie.
Whoa.
625 now.
Where do you see that?
Look,
Oh,
that little
there.
thing in the corner.
Oh, there's a little eye with a number.
Yeah.
That's quite mad.
Yeah, they all want to hear us moaning about eBay.
Is it not normally that high? It may be, Graham, but they weren't described as anything better than very good.
Yeah.
And he saw pictures of front and back of every disc. Yeah. It's frustrating, whatever the reasons and whatever the outcome this one, but it happens. This is the other thing. We're very long in the tooth in this game. We've had these things happen. You sent a suit to Australia. We had to foot the bill for that.
And that was a very friendly transaction. It was annoying, but it was a very friendly transaction.
Yeah, we had to pay nearly £50 to get the suit back.
Yeah.
And we've had other things, many things go wrong. It is part of doing business online. Our frustration here is that eBay didn't pay any attention to what our issue was.
And they made a big thing about these new seller protection things that, you know, are going to help us out as sellers. And I didn't really feel like it was helping us in any way.
Yeah. On a brighter note, says Jason, let's read that. I had my fastest sale today, listed and sold a £1 Burberry sweater for 50 within 3 minutes.
Fantastic.
High five.
Brilliant.
Okay. So we don't have any haul to share.
No.
We just had a little bit of a keeping it real rant. Which we don't tend to do, and I'm very aware of that. We tend to be very focused on the positives.
Yeah, we try to be focused on the positives most of the time.
As I said before, and I'll reiterate, I think that is something you kind of have to learn to be in self-employed business, because so many things are constantly knocking you down and going wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So if I focus on those all the time, it drags me down.
Yeah, and most of the time we don't.
Yeah.
I was just going to read Funky UK said, I've got a perfectly good camera on its way back from the USA for similar. I'm just sucking it up, unfortunately. Can't be asked to argue. Yeah. I think the thing that mostly made my blood boil about this is how much you went out of your way to show him the condition of every single item individually that he was buying before he bought it.
I know.
And then he says, they're not as described.
I know. It's it's a head scratcher, this one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's just jumped. So, shall we draw a line under that for now? We'll update you on the progress of that return from China thing next week.
Yeah.
I'll just read a few more comments and then we'll start quiz early, shall we?
Yeah, unless anyone's got any questions.
Reese says, I was a regular seller on eBay until around 2014 when I was scammed. I sent an item out. It was a blue Hugo Boss top. However, the buyer returned a red one and eBay sided with the buyer. Wow. That's a weird one. They sent a completely different color item back. Oh, got cramp in my foot.
You know, oh dear. Oh no, it's going to be a Zahir moment.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm on it.
Yeah, we had one last year, didn't we? That was the shoes, wasn't it?
Oh, we had. Yeah, I sold some men's shoes.
And you know, just let's balance things out with another positive. Actually, you had good customer service with that one, and they did actually side with us on that.
Yeah, that was the case. If you didn't see it, where I sold a pair of shoes, the buyer opened a return for not as described, and they sent back exactly the same style, exactly the same size, funnily enough, because they wanted to keep the ones that I sent them. But the soles were falling off. They were obviously very used. They were damp and moldy inside, I seem to recall. And I saw red on this one. I was on the phone to eBay and talk them through what had happened. I had to jump through a lot of hoops, and I had to write.
I had to fill in paperwork.
Like legal forms and stuff. But that was resolved, that we kept our money and the buyer wasn't refunded or whatever.
Yeah, and that was, the customer service was very good there.
Yeah.
You got a really good person on the phone.
That was one of those scenarios where it was such an obvious scam. They had just sent back their old knackered pair of shoes and had kept my nice shiny ones.
And she called as well. That was a woman that actually phoned me first.
Did she?
To say, yeah, she phoned and said, I've received these shoes and they're not as described.
Don't remember that bit.
This, that and the other. And I've thought, oh, that's a bit strange. I said, well, just return them then. And then we got those back. Yeah. Oh, well, it is time for Matt Walker's shout out of the week.
Matt says, hi, Nick and Andrew. Could you say hello to my wife? Hi, Jim. Enjoying the chat. We are very disappointed that car boots are over for the year, but happy that we can carry on watching you guys until next year.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, Matt.
I was reminiscing about the nice sunny days when we were walking around the boot sales.
Oh, it's freezing.
It feels like it was only like a couple of weeks ago.
Had the heater on in here.
I know. It's like, where's that gone?
Black Widow's having issues this week. That eBay said, all I can do is report a buyer for misuse, but I'm still out of pocket. So frustrating. Yeah. It can be. It can be very frustrating. Read the last topic. Phone and speak to someone and insist on speaking to his or her manager. The people who answer first don't know what to do. Well, depending on how it pans out from now, we're not going to drop it there. We're going to complain about how it's been handled and see if we can get any further with it.
Yeah, we'll see. I've gone to the 23rd, but we're actually away on Saturday. Go away on holiday. So
yes. I am feeling better this week. I've just finished editing a video of my week in reselling, which will be up probably Monday. Yeah, I was still quite ill on Monday. I felt really rough, did virtually nothing Monday, and then felt better throughout the week. So I got more and more productive as the week went on.
Yeah, and Kim said, I think we all want to moan. I think most of us have been feeling quite frustrated this week.
We tend to not moan and look on the bright side, but we'd go against the grain and just let it all out this time.
Well, because it's not just us, is it? I think the whole community has just been feeling incredibly
There's been a wave. There's been a wave of dissatisfaction with eBay over recent months. Let's put it that way. Right.
Yeah.
Hey, Rod.
Hello, Rod.
You probably wanted Oprah DVD, not Opera CD. Maybe. The CD that was in our challenge, Rob, was part of this, so it's coming back to me now.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Does that mean you've lost?
I don't know.
Dizzy says it's good to have a little moan. Yeah, it is. It's good. It lets it out, doesn't it?
I'll quickly answer Eddie's question. Eddie, Hoard of the Dragon. If you pick up a toy and find missing bits, do you bin seize or pull up? Do you what? I don't know what that means. Or pull apart for parts. I've made good money recently on bits from toys. I don't tend to part stuff out. I used to do more parting out incomplete board games. I tend to not focus on that sort of stuff anymore. It depends how much the stuff's worth. Some toys you can still sell with bits missing for good money. So I do it on an item by item basis, really. See what makes sense. But parting stuff out can be really profitable. We've found that on some stuff recently, haven't we?
Yeah.
And Rod's the master of that, who's in the chat.
I'll read that one up.
Hope you're feeling better. I think that's what I was responding to before. Yeah, I'm much better now, thanks.
Good. Yeah.
Kirsty got rid of my ear, throat infection. Matt, my hubby, is listed on eBay. I'm watching you too.
I'm hoping you mean he's listing on eBay and you haven't actually listed him. Husband for sale.
I don't think you can list husbands. I think they've clamped down on that on eBay now.
Yeah, Nick would have tried to sell me years ago.
Oh, I would have. Yeah. Yeah. One used wife for sale, going cheap. No, they don't
Yeah,
allow
a
that.
bit worn out.
Partly used. Yeah. Right.
Oh, I was going to read out Shazad's question, but it's disappeared. So sorry about that, Shazad. Victoria's got a question. I have just had someone state that a brand new item doesn't work and he wishes for a 50% refund. However, I shipped using eBay's global shipping. Do I give him 50% of what I received?
I would personally, I'd call their bluff and say
send it back.
Send it back.
Because it sounds like they just want a partial. If
you get something back, there is the old switcheroo problem where sometimes people would try and send you back their faulty whatever it was. But if it's very obvious when you get it back that it's not what you sent, then you kick off to eBay. We used to have the switcheroo problem when we had high street stores and we sold a lot of games consoles and we had people trying to bring back their faulty ones. So we very quickly started logging the serial numbers with the sale. And I suggest if you're selling electricals to do that where you can. Take a picture of the serial number in the listing. So it's there for eBay to see, it's there for your buyer to see, and keep a record of that to cover yourself for somebody returning a different item.
Yeah. Hi, Shirley. She says, wow, if that was a test of their seller protection plan, that's flunked miserably. Yeah, I wasn't impressed, I have to say.
Hi, Shirley.
And Graham says, it's not a rant, it's being realistic.
Yeah. Right. Shall we do quiz?
I don't know. Let's get to the end of the chat first. There might be some more.
But we never get to the end. This is the point.
To read out. Oh, the Hill said, you made me want to quit eBay. I mean, no, I mean, everyone has their ups and downs.
We still sell a lot of stuff on eBay and we do well out of it. And it's a great way to earn a living. But we feel some of their decisions and service recently has been lacking. That sums up where we're at.
Yeah.
Somebody asked any more thoughts on Habu. We haven't started sending in our stuff that we're going to send up soon. We need to work out a time schedule for that with them because we want to take it there in person and video around the facility down there. Do
you know what his meaning there? Is that something that you've mentioned?
Did you close that unpaid item case, Nick? For the Coca-Cola tray?
Oh, that's another story.
Is it? Why? What's happened?
Because didn't we?
I explained in the last video that the same buyer who didn't pay the first time bought it again.
Oh, yeah.
And didn't pay again.
Oh, and then I got a message from him last night. Just said cancel order.
Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah.
I laughed out loud. I thought, no, sorry, mate.
Oh, you're going to get another ding on your account for being an idiot.
He's already got -2.
It's got -2 feedback.
Not from us.
Well, I'm sure I had in place that people couldn't buy our stuff if they had minus feedback because you can set parameters for that. That's a good point. I need to check that.
Kirsty, we haven't watched it, but it is listed. And we probably, knowing us, won't get round to it. So if you want to buy it. That's absolutely fine. We'll find it again another time.
It is listed because it was in that stack. Well, actually, which is in the video that'll come out tomorrow. And I just plowed through and listed it. And I thought, we'll watch it before it sells.
Yeah, but if you want to buy it, it's fine.
Yeah, buy it and then we'll quickly watch it before we send it out.
Pete says, I have a seller wanting to change the address to send an item. I've told them I can't and I'm happy to cancel the auction, but they've not responded. Do I cancel it or send to the old address?
It's a tricky one. Depending on the kind of value of the item involved, we've sometimes sent out to different addresses. You know, people message you and say, oh, I forgot, I've got my old address on the account. We've sometimes just gone with it.
Yeah, we generally do change the address.
If it's a high value, I would say, no, I can only ship to the registered address. I say, well, I'll cancel and relist.
Yeah. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't send to the old address. But they've not responded.
So I think you can cancel because of problem with buyer's address in that instance, can't you? And still not get a ding, maybe. I'm not sure on the ins and outs of how that works.
Stu Mandry always makes me laugh. Look on the bright side. At least the Chinese guy isn't complaining that the shoulder circumferences are wrong on his discs.
There's always a bright side. Yeah. These things happen. And if you are going to sell, it's good to talk about this stuff because people need to be made aware. If you are going to sell in any volume online, this will happen at some point down the line. You'll be scammed. You'll have someone abuse the returns policy. You'll have someone return a different item or a faulty item. It will happen, but don't focus on that. Focus on the 99.9% of sales that go well. And the buyer's a lovely person and they're happy with their item, because most of our sales, let's be honest, go smoothly.
Yeah, majority do. So yeah, we're just in a moany mood this week.
Did we get a super chat?
Frustrated, yes. So I'm very sorry, Krillin. As per usual, we are way behind in the chat, and I've only just seen this, so thank you very much.
Thanks, Krillin. Thanks, Rob.
Any plans coming on coming back to the USA? Any plans of coming back to the USA? And any concerts coming?
My choice on holiday next year, because we've done Disney 2 years in a row. We're doing Disney very shortly again.
We're off on Saturday.
So I get to pick whether we go back to the States. I don't know. I have some ideas on what I would like to do for our next holiday. So I don't know is the answer.
Thank you. She's bought me.
Oh, you bought it? Right, we'll have to watch it quick. And I've just noticed that he's got Mohs as he's changed his little avatar thumbnail thing there. Got a very nice picture of Morrissey. Looks like it might be a few years old, that picture there.
Yeah, and we don't really have any concerts coming up, do we? I did actually buy some tickets for Rewind for next year.
Without telling me?
I told you I was going to do it.
Right, let's do a quiz. Were we caught up yet?
No,
you'll never catch up.
Not yet. Let's keep going. Hi Donna. She says, hi guys, I had a crazy return this week, a pair of Levi's. They said the measurements were wrong and left negative feedback without replying to my message. Long story short, eBay removed the
feedback. I presume that means. Well, I'm glad you got the feedback removed. Yeah, it's frustrating. We have to not dwell on this stuff and move on.
I know.
Which isn't easy. It's a lot easier when you've been doing it a long time. I remember in the early days, you get a negative feedback or you deal with a scammer. It stays with you and really throws you off for weeks, doesn't it? You see that a lot with new sellers that come in, and it can put people off the platform for life.
Yeah.
You have to keep it in perspective with how many sales go fine. Just sold the other calendar. Yeah, we had 2 Yankee Candle Advent calendars on that we bought in the Christmas sales or January sales. Sold both of those this weekend.
Funky UK says, why is Hitching Car Boot in the market on Sunday? So undersubscribed and generally a bit rubbish.
I don't know. It can be quite good in the summer.
Yeah.
I've had some really good finds there, but generally there's not many stalls, if that's what you mean.
Claire McMillan is still baffled by the snooker question from last week.
The question was, how many shots would it take to score a maximum 147 break? Was that the question?
I don't know. I don't remember.
That's how many shots you'd have to take to clear all the balls and score maximum.
Okay.
I think. Does that explain it?
The Hill says, reseller meetup cancelled due to the fact we've all quit reselling.
Enjoy 60 bottles of wine all to yourselves. Wow.
Funny. Frankie's Fine says, the thing is, you don't mind an occasional glitch here and there, but it seems like there's a glitch every time they fix one. It's I think that sums up why it has become so frustrating at the moment, because it's glitch after glitch. It's just
with the item specifics, it's like they're trying to fix something that isn't broken in our eyes. I'm sure they've got bigger plans, and it's all to do with Google searches and analytics and stuff, but it's impacting us on a daily basis, and it feels like half of what they're implementing is really unnecessary, like the old men's shirt. Is it a maternity shirt example we had? It's like, oh.
And Lee Allen says, I like your video on Habu. Are you going to use them?
Yes, I said before, we plan to send up loads of our listed stock. We just need to liaise with them because we plan to take it up in person and make a video of the day.
Duchess No Mally, brilliant name. Says, question, I've had the same specifics rollout issues as the US. Came to light when bulk editing. Amazed our community is not discussing this.
Right. Yeah, well, the community has been discussing it. You were talking about it with your Seller Ladies friends earlier on in the week.
Oh, Kirsty says, change the subject. Do you know you have a water leak next to your light behind you?
No,
it isn't.
When we had this converted, we put 2 circular lights in, and they were just totally inadequate. But we had painted, and we made the mistake of fixing the lights and then painting around them. And then when we took them out and put strip lights in, I could never be bothered to paint the patches. So they are little circular patches where you can see the plaster. Yeah, it's just me being lazy. It's not a water leak, thankfully. Right, are we going to start this quiz? Because
Sneslove says, are you dressing up for Halloween? Yes, because we're going to the Disney Halloween party.
We will be in Euro Disney.
You've got only a couple of days now to sort your...
Is that flight?
Oh, don't kill it.
Shall I ask it nicely to leave then?
Yes, do that.
Please go away.
You need to sort out your outfit because me and Ellen are sorted.
Yeah, who am I dressing up as?
Ellen's going as Mary Poppins. I'm going as what's her name?
I don't know.
the Votes for Women lady in Mary Poppins, and you're going as the chimney sweep.
I'm dressing up as the chimney sweep. So is this just one day that we're doing this?
Well, it's evening.
One evening where everyone dresses up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll put a picture on Instagram.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be many pictures on Instagram.
Right, let's start this quiz.
No,
you will never get to the end.
Through.
You won't get to the end because people keep...
Lex has started answering. Simon Le Bon. James has got a good news story. Do you want to read that out?
Yeah, but we need to skip to the end then because...
No, we don't.
We will never get to the end.
It's only 9 o'clock.
Hi, James. I sold a board game recently and the game got damaged by Hermes. I got my 5 pictures and fully refunded the buyer. I got my 5 pics and fully refunded the buyer. My claim is in with Hermes still, but I sold them another game and...
Oh, sorry, I've carried on scrolling. Oh.
Another game the same type. They were super happy with it and sent me an amazingly long message saying how grateful they were and how pleased they were with the other item and got super feedback. There you go. See, most people are honest and kind and helpful.
Sea Glass Rainbow, that's a nice name as well. Hi, please can I have a shout out to my boyfriend, Gavin Shaw. We are new to this and we're loving your vids. We are learning so much from you both, Fab. Thank you.
Who was that? Gavin, Sea Glass Rainbow. Have a shout out for my boyfriend, Gavin Shaw. Hi, Gavin. Somebody was saying, would I do another video about weird and wonderful things listed on eBay? Yeah, I'd love to. It's just getting the headspace and the time to do the videos. I have a list of, as long as my armor videos that don't get made.
Okay, I'm zooming down.
That's pretty slow zooming.
Yeah, well, I'm slower than you. I can't read things when at the speed that you scroll.
Reese can't wait for the quiz. First time he's been here on time. I can't wait for this quiz either. I'm ready. Look.
Andrea, is that a headless Furby above your head? I don't think we've got a headless Furby.
No, he's sleeping. He's sleeping. He's lying down. This is the one that came from Chris B. He's the room mascot. What did we call him? Tatty or something? I'll go and grab him. I can't get out.
Oh, Shazad makes a good point. The issue with eBay is that code is fundamentally flawed. So when they do an update, there's always unexpected results. They need to fundamentally change the source code. They need to employ you, Shazad. You sound like you know what you're talking about.
He's busy selling thousands of items a day.
Yay, we've got to the end.
Have we?
Mrs. Banks, thank you very much. I had a brain fart, couldn't think of what her name
What
was.
did we call this? Was it Tatty or something?
I can't remember that either.
Chris B kindly gave this guy to us in Bristol. So he's kind of like the office mascot these days.
Right, quizzy time.
He's not in fear of his life. I've hung up my sledgehammer. I don't do that to Furbies anymore. Yeah. Okay, so we are going to draw a line under that. Thanks for putting up with us ranting. It's just a slice of reality. it happens. Negative things happen in all businesses. It's not unique to selling online. You just have to ride with the punches, roll with the punches. What's the phrase?
I'm sorry, I'm reading Rod's question. What? Andrea, has Nick got you a comfier chair in the photo?
Oh, he was asking me the other day. There's a cushion, Rod. I showed Rod the cushion. Do you want to sit in the swivel chair instead?
I actually find this chair more comfortable than your swivel chair.
There you go,
because
Rod.
It goes back. We can't lean back in it. You know.
It's nice to know that you're concerned about my wife and the comfort of your buttocks.
Rod. It's all right with a cushion on it. It's not too bad.
Okay. Dare you do a video of a Furby dying in a washing machine? No. Right. We are going to do a quiz. If you've never got to this point in a Sunday hangout, you may not realize we end with a quiz because we love quizzing, and some of you guys do too. If you're not into quizzes, you can sign off now. It's fine. Thanks for watching. If you want to stick around, you can play along. So how it works is I will ask questions from the big quiz.
Have I got something to write on?
There you go.
Thanks.
And the first correct answer in the chat wins a point. When we get to the end, the person with the most points wins the quiz, and you will win prizes of very valuable tap points. So I'm going to share the chat. So I'll make them big again.
I'm just going to read out Shazad's comment here. He said, I spoke to the main coder. No, now I can't see it.
Oh, what does it say?
I don't know. Scroll down to the bottom. I spoke to the main coder at eBay last week, and he told me that he wished he could change the source code. They would have to close the site for that to happen. Interesting.
Right. So share screen.
Hugh says that you should switch the Furby on and see what he says while we're doing the...
I don't think he's got batteries in. No, he'd be doing stuff.
Too light.
We'll maybe do that for next week. Oh, don't. Right, okay, let's do this. Let's get this going.
Don't do what?
Oh, he was sliding off backwards off the TV.
Kath says, hello, just in time to lose at the quiz. Hi, Kath.
That's not the attitude. You can be a winner. Right. Say a quick hi to your mums. Right. Whew.
Karen says Monty's staring at the Furby.
Monty is. Oh. Okay. Natural history.
Ooh.
I want to know, what is a shrike? S-H-R-I-K-E. What is a shrike?
It's a green goblin-y type creature that lives in a swamp.
That's a Shrek. What is a shrike? S-H-R-I-K-E. We'll give you a second to get your answers in.
You want to look at the other chat because you'll need to scroll.
Yeah, good point. Shall I put live chat on?
Yeah.
I'll give you a quick clue if you haven't got your answer in. I knew the answer to this without looking because I used to be in the Young Ornithologists Club. It's a good clue, isn't it? So anyway, the answer is a bird. I will double check in case I've got this wrong. It is a bird. So we're looking for bird. Let's scroll back because the important thing is who was first. Well done if you got it right. Loads and loads of people. You can see all the correct answers and a few incorrect ones. I did say it was natural history before we started, so that would have given you a clue. Right, so they're the hello mums. Stu was straight in. Wow. Watch out, folks. When Stu gets on a roll, he goes for it.
Does he roll with it?
He does roll with it. We've never had a question where the answer's Oasis, have we? We could do a pop quiz, like just a pop quiz one week. Well, we've done that before, actually, haven't we?
George says, Nick, you're so cool. because you're in the young ornithologists.
Oh yeah, that made me really cool, George. Yeah, that went down well. Oh blimey, some of these are weird. That's fine. Okay, sport. Over which course is the Whitbread Gold Cup run? Over which course is the Whitbread Gold Cup run? Do you know the sport we're talking about?
I think so.
Okay, so answers coming in. We are talking horse racing, which most of you seem to have got, because we've got lots of different venues coming in. Let's see what the actual answer is.
I probably would have said Aintree, but that's only because that was the first course that came into my head.
Yeah, I don't know many. And I think we've given enough time. I didn't know that the name of this one.
Oh.
We're looking for Sandown or Sandown Park.
Well, Thomas Maiden's definitely said that.
Yeah, so there's a correct answer there. Were you first? I'm sure I saw one.
John Hodges.
John's got Sandown. Mank It's with Mank Reseller at the moment. Oh,
yeah. Looks like it's Mank Reseller then.
Someone's saying there about lag. Make sure you've clicked the word live below, so you've got the red dot on, and then you are watching up to date. So yeah, let's double check.
Yeah.
So we're looking for Sandown.
And sometimes I have to like push the scroll bar along to the end just to make sure, because sometimes it does lag a bit. You have to push it.
Yeah.
So that you're in time with the actual chat.
Yeah, make sure you click that live button so you're watching bang up to date and you're not lagging behind. Okay, so that was sports. Let's go cinema and TV.
Dave says, wow, Nick knows what lag is.
Yes, Dave. I know some things. Okay. Right, we're looking for the male leading role in this film. You're going to have to be quick because I think most people will know this. So the male lead in the film, The Graduate.
Oh. Yeah, I know that one.
The male lead in the film, The Graduate. Yeah, I knew you'd know that. Great film. I need to rewatch that. I've not seen that for years.
David Orange says, is lag like a wag? I don't know what all this business of Wagatha Christie is between is it Abby Clancy and
I have no idea what
it
you're
might
talking
not be
about.
Abby Clancy. Somebody, two famous wags, been having a bit of a fight on Twitter, and one of them called the other one Wagatha Christie.
Right. What's that line from this film? Oh yeah, would you like me to seduce you? Is that what you're trying to tell me? And that was sampled in Vogue, wasn't it?
No, it was in George Michael.
George Michael, yes.
Too funky. Too
funky. Ah, we should do a pop quiz. They're more fun.
Oh, Mrs. Vardy and Colleen. Oh, it wasn't Abby Clancy at all.
Are you getting all your facts wrong? Right. Okay, we've given you plenty of time there. It is, of course, the wonderful Dustin Hoffman. So, Kath, yes, you were right.
Glasshammer says a lag is a footballer's wife.
Okay. So we're looking for Dustin Hoffman or Distin Hoffman if you're Michael Marsh. Let's scroll back and see. Muddying Hoffman? Is that a typo? Autocorrect?
It must be, but it's very funny.
Muddying Hoffman. That's Dustin's younger brother, isn't it? Rain Man. Yes, Lainey.
Yeah.
Right. Dustin Hoffman. Who was first? Quick. Right. So it's here.
Jacqueline O'Brien.
Jacqueline, well done. I believe that was the first. Yeah, because it is the last question up here. Jacqueline, well done. And well done to everyone who got that correct. Couldn't think of his name. Yeah. Comes with age. I'm the same. Right, let's stick with cinema and TV for the next one.
See, Carrie knows her George Michael as well. It's Carrie that bought that Wham Christmas jumper, and then I bought one because I saw that she'd bought one.
Oh yeah, don't influence my wife to buy more Christmas jumpers, people. It's getting ridiculous. You could probably wear one a day throughout December.
That's the plan.
Are you serious? Okay, we're going to go with another easy one, so be quick. Which TV show are we talking about? What?
Says, sorry, Nick.
Dust bin off, man.
No, Carrie says, sorry, Nick.
Oh, that's right. We're looking for a TV show. I'm just going to give you one line from a song where everybody knows your name. Give me the TV show, people. I'm not going to try and sing it. Do you want to try and sing it? What's the tune? Where everybody knows your name.
No, it doesn't sound like that.
Is that I think I'm remembering the wrong tune.
I don't know what that was. That sounded like Annie Lennox. I can't. While you're singing the wrong tune, I can't think.
How
of
does
the
it
right
go?
One.
That's what I did. It's enough of that. It's enough of that. Anyway, yeah, your wonderful singing has helped. Look, people are getting it now. They didn't know what it was until
Dave
you sing.
thinks it's super grand.
Is of course the American soap Cheers. Was it a soap, kind of a comedy sitcom?
It was a sitcom.
Sitcom, really. So we're looking for Cheers. Most people were getting this.
I find it off because Tom's chatting.
Who's first?
Daryl says 31 Christmas jumpers and mugs then. Exactly. That's the plan.
Oh, we've got at least that many mugs. Not even kidding.
We don't.
We've got a crate full
We
in the
don't have
loft.
31 Christmas mugs.
Bet we do.
No, we don't.
You bought more this year.
Yeah, working on it.
Right, did you make a note of that?
No, sorry, Peter.
Got one job to do.
Yeah.
One job.
I was distracted by Christmas jumpers and mugs.
Yes. Right, general knowledge. I want to know what this stands for. And we're going to go with the CIA. So what does CIA stand for? What does CIA stand for?
Is it that?
Oh, I think Andrea's got it. Yes. Well done. I'm not sure I'd have got that right. Right, lots and lots of answers coming in. A few different opinions. Oh, typical Dave. CIA is the chipset in the Amiga computer. That's not the answer I'm looking for. You may be right, Dave. We're looking for the more popularly known use of that. What is it? Is that an acronym? What are they called where it's letters? Can't remember what they call that. Is that an acronym?
Maybe.
Can't remember.
VW Coco says Christmas is awesome. Yes, it is.
Christmas at CIA. Christmas is awesome.
Yes.
Right. The actual answer we're looking for is Central Intelligence Agency. So, yeah, I probably would have got it wrong. That I might have gone with investigation. Yeah. Civilian. See, lots of different answers. So we've got a correct one from Welsh Wonder Nia.
I don't really know where my answer came from. It just must be something that I've heard over the
Yeah,
years.
well, you were bang on. So we need to find out who was first. Cardiff International Arena. Maybe that wasn't the answer, unfortunately, we were looking for. Central India Affection. Right, I've got to remind myself, what's it again? I'll just look at yours. Central Intelligence Agency. Let's go back right to the top. Peter is wrong. Tom is correct. Central Intelligence Agency. Yep.
Ah, Tom C then.
Well done, Tom C. Just pipped Ashley and Glass Hammer We can see what you were going for there. And driving South Wales, UK. Was Carwin right? Yes. But not quick enough. So Tom gets that one. How are we doing on scores?
Everyone has got 1 point each so far. That's Stu, Mank Reseller, Jacqueline, Peter and Tom.
Okie dokie. Right, we're going to go for star signs.
Oh.
I think this might be an easy one, so be quick. Make sure you're not lagging behind. Click the live button to be sure.
Kirsty says, nothing wrong with Christmas jumpers and mugs. I will have my tree up this time next month.
Fair enough. Right, so which sign of the zodiac is represented by a bull? People are guessing signs already. Did everyone guess right? Then I didn't see a right one. Oh, was that guessed before I'd said it?
I don't know.
That's crazy if that was guessed before. I should have not given a lead up to the question. So yeah, as most people are getting correct.
Red Bull gives you wings.
It is Taurus. And I think, bizarrely, somebody guessed before the full question had been asked, but I can't be sure. So we're just going to have to give it to, where was it?
Lucy T.
Yeah, I can't see it now. Right, I won't give such a long lead up to a question next time. I think you just lucked out there, Lucy, didn't you? Okay. Right, science, and we're going for a difficult question. It is perfectly fine in this quiz to Google the answer. You may need to for this one. We want to know, what does Mohs scale measure? Mohs, spelled M-O-H. M-O-H''S. What does Mohs scale measure? It's a science question. Someone's going to do a Simpsons reference. You wait for it. So we want to know what...
beer.
Beer. Have I still got that bottle opener that goes,
I think so.
Beer? Okay, so we are looking for what the Mohs scale, M-O-H''S scale, what does that measure in science? I have seen a correct answer go past. And now everyone's got onto Google. I can see lots of correct answers.
James says daphometer.
Excellent. Okay, so we're given enough time. I think we have.
I think so.
The answers, I've got it on here, and who is correct or not is up to Andrea. The answer in the book is what question was it? Number 14. Different levels of hardness in minerals. So we're looking for hardness in minerals, effectively.
Okay.
Or madness on helicopters. Yeah. I like that. So diamond hardness is pretty close. Mineral hardness is pretty bang on. I think this is when everyone who was Googling it came in.
Yeah.
Apologies if you actually knew that. Well done if you did. So we've got Thomas there. We'll give you that, Thomas, definitely. Hardness of minerals, correct. Olaney's got it. Sarah, Jonathan Hills. The hardness of Rocky. Rocky is quite hard. I've seen him boxing. Now, is that too specific, or is that getting the idea?
Minerals.
Hardness.
Rory's got mineral hardness.
Mineral hardness, so that trumps all of that anyway. Now, see, that is the hardness of a mineral. Stone hardness.
But that's not what it says in the book.
Oh, this is going to get contentious. So this is where it starts.
Well, we're going with mineral hardness or hardness of minerals.
So you're not giving it to that.
No.
You're not giving it to just diamond then. Perhaps that's too specific for Andrea. You're going for that.
Yes.
Okay.
Rory.
Complaints on a postcard, as ever, if you disagree with the decision. Okay. Next question. I need a drink. What animals does myxomatosis affect? What animals does myxomatosis affect? Yes. I'm not sure about the spelling.
It was a typo.
So we're looking for... Andrea's written down a typo. Which animals does myxomatosis affect? We'll give you a minute to get your answers in. Dave has gone left field with turtles. I think most people know this. It is rabbits. Or what did you put?
Wabbits.
Wabbits. I remember in the 80s when I used to cycle to school and there was an outbreak of myxomatosis and there were loads along the side of the road where I used to cycle with the puffed up eyes. It was really sad. So we're looking for rabbits, but we're looking for the first correct answer. Wow, most people knew this. It's Peter.
Peter. Oh, that puts Peter Cummins in the lead with 2 whole tap points.
Yeah, points of view next week. There are going to be complaints. People are disagreeing with your decisions.
Sorry about that.
So Peter's on 2. Oh, step it up, Stu. We're going to go geography next. Is Dave being rude there?
Probably.
I think he might be. Right, we want to know. Oh, there's lots of good questions here. I might do a few geography ones. Right. What is the longest river in the world, please? Where would you guess on that? I think I'd have got this wrong, you know. The longest river in the world.
Yeah, see, I think my first thought was that.
You would have been right.
Oh, I would. Good.
My first thought was this. That a lot of other people
I was
are
between.
saying. Yeah.
Between those.
Dave's gone left field again. We're looking for a river, Dave. So the sea is probably not going to count. The longest river in the world. Let's just check. Right, you've had enough time to get your answers in. The correct answer is the Amazon. I think I would have plumped for the Nile.
I wrote Amazon.
You got it right.
Yeah.
So who's first? Oh, this was just people guessing geography.
Yeah.
Ah, dear. See?
Peter Cummins. Woo!
Oh, Peter is
3 tap points in the lead. Right, it is 9:30, so shall we do a 3-question what do you call it?
Warning.
3-question warning.
And at this point then give us a sum up of where we're at.
Yeah, so as I said, Peter is in the lead with 3 tap points, and then with 1 each is Stu, Mank Reseller, Jacqueline, Tom, Lucy and Rory.
Night, Karen.
Good night, Karen.
Thanks for joining us. The Nile has traditionally been considered longer, but in recent years, 2 unpublished studies have suggested that the Amazon is longer by measuring the river. Okay.
Right.
Contentious one, that. We're just going on the book. Okay, we'll stick with contentious geographical questions. Now, this book is quite out of date, so I won't do a which is the most popular city question because it could easily be wrong. Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, let's go for this. Which British territory is famous for its apes? Yeah. Which British territory is famous for its apes? Whoa. Right, we've got answers coming in.
Someone put the House of Commons.
House of Commons. Oh, yes. Answer of the week.
Yeah.
Well done, Ken.
Oh, yeah, Darryl said the same.
House of Parliament.
And so did you.
London
yeah,
Zoo.
yeah. Oh, in honesty, what a farce yesterday.
The whole thing's a farce. It's just, we will all look back on this period of history and go,
I wasn't surprised. I thought exactly that was going to happen.
Yeah. So we are looking for Gibraltar, not Whipsnade or Torquay. So who was first in with Gibraltar? I think I saw Peter come in with Gibraltar really early. Yeah. Wow. Peter's too quick.
Wow, Peter, that's 4 tap points.
That means he's already won.
Yeah.
So we're fighting for second place now. Shall I stick with geography? Well, we've got 2 questions left.
No, we'll change it up.
Change it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Netball. What do the initials WA stand for in netball? I think I know this. I haven't looked yet, but can I guess? Can I guess?
Yeah, I won't look because I
think it's that.
Oh, that's
Is that what you were going to guess?
Yeah.
Oh, I was right. Okay, so we're looking for in netball specifically, what does WA stand for? It could well be wow, awesome. I'd love it if it was. Women allowed, definitely. Your wings are showing. Winning argument. Woman angry. Oh, there's that fly. Go away. Women aesthetics. Nice. We were actually looking for wing attack. So Thomas is correct. But I believe there was quite a lot further back. Oh, this fly is annoying. So who was first with wing attack? Don't tell me it's Peter again. Wing attack. There's Peter.
Oh.
What? How is that possible?
He must have the best Wi-Fi out of everyone tonight.
Yeah. Wow, Peter. Right, what won't Peter know about?
I don't know. Last question.
Are we on the last one?
Yeah.
So at the moment we have 6 people in second.
It says he's reading your mind.
Reading my mind? Oh, you don't want to get inside here. Well, I've got to find a tricky one. Should we go sport? How are you on sport, Peter? Okay. This is interesting. How am I going to do the answer?
He says
for that?
Brill. He says he's the red Furby.
Oh, you've been reading from over my shoulder. Right. Now, for this, I need 3 components to the answer. They all have to be correct. I want 3 events in a heptathlon. Any 3 events from a heptathlon, put your answers in now. They all 3 have to be correct. 3 events that are in the heptathlon. I think the heptathlon's 7, isn't it? Yeah, hence hep. Yeah. So 3 of the, I don't know why that's needing showing. 3 events in the heptathlon. All 3 have to be correct to get the point. Shazad looks like he's copied and pasted like a Wikipedia entry there. 3 correct events. Someone's put hop, vintage vandal, hop, skip, and jump. I think that's 1, if it is even in it. Is triple jump in? I don't know. No. Triple jump's not even in the heptathlon.
Swimming, breathing, and trying not to die, says Hugh.
Okay, so should we go for it then? So we're going to have to go from the top and see if the answers are correct. So bulb, batter and wire.
I'm not sure what question you were
I
answering.
don't know. So
running, cycling and swimming, says Faith.
Well, if I give you the answer, we've got 100-meter hurdles, shot put, high jump, 200 meters, long jump, javelin, and 800 meters. So no, no, and no. No, no, and no. Yeah. No. Discus, high jump, and long jump. I didn't say discus, did I? No. Javelin.
And shot put.
Running, swimming, cycling, no. Running, swimming, and bickle, no. Jump, run, and skip. 100 meters, 200 meters, shot put. Ooh. 100 meters, hurdles. 200 meters, shot put.
No.
No. Hurdles. Now, can we give it for hurdles?
Yeah, probably.
You can?
Yeah.
800 meters, yes. Javelin. So.
Oh, yes.
Are you?
I'm going with that. Yeah.
Answers. Complaints on a postcard. We're going with John. Hurdles, 800 meters, and javelin.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't go for 100 meters because it doesn't specify its hurdles.
Yeah. Because it makes it sound like it's running. It's just a running race. It doesn't say hurdles.
We're going with John.
Yeah. So John. Okay. So with 1 point each, we have John, Rory, Lucy, Tom, Jacqueline, Mank Reseller, and Stu. And a very clear winner today is Peter Cummins with 5 tap points, and then 5 for winning. So we've got 10 whole tap points. Might be our highest score yet.
Wow, I'm going to have to send them special delivery. Yeah, well done, Peter. That was quite a display of quiz knowledge. Thank you for joining in if you did. Well done if you got questions correct. Well done if you managed to get a point. Because Peter got most of them. And yeah, thanks for joining in.
Yes, and may you all have much more success with eBay next week. Hopefully things will start settling down again and be less frustrating.
Oh, hang on. There we go.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yeah, we enjoy these shows. We enjoy the quiz immensely. Hopefully you do too. I'm getting really excited about the fact that it's only a month or so away until we do our live quiz at the meetup. That'll be fun. Yeah. So thanks again. We'll see you. We won't see you next Sunday.
No, we won't see you next Sunday because we won't be here.
We will be in a hotel in Disneyland Paris.
Yes. If
we've got signal, we might try and do a little bit of a live, but don't bank on it.
Yeah. And yeah. I don't know what else I was going to say.
Thanks for joining us.
Oh yeah, it probably won't happen, a live stream.
No.
Because we just want to relax and get away from it all, really.
To complain at that, vlogging it, I don't know. I did lots and lots of filming when we were in America. I think I'm going to try and just relax and not film on this trip. I am going to try and maybe get some footage with the GoPro on some of the better roller coasters.
I might do some Instagram stories or post some stuff on Instagram. But
yeah, we're looking forward to it. Ellen has been busy buying loads of special handcrafted ears. She spent over £100 on Disney ears. Yeah,
and one of them hasn't turned up.
One's lost in the post.
Yeah, a bit upset about.
Is that not insanity?
Not for her.
Not for her.
She earns her own money now.
She earns her money. She spends it on what she wants. So fair enough. Anyway, thank you. Thanks for all your have a good holiday wishes. We will try and have a great time, and we'll see you when we get back.
Yes.
Take care, guys.
Bye. Have a good week.